Hi, and welcome to Strictly Salina. I'm Brenda Gutierrez. I'm the Program Director of the Salina Area United Way and this year's host for Strictly Salina. With me today, we have the Salina Public Library. Amy's joining us. Thank you for joining us, Amy.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
We're glad you could participate, even during all the things that we're doing by Zoom and changing times, how we're adapting. And a little bit later, we're going to have Amy share some of the information about what it's like and the changing programming that they're doing at the Salina Public Library. First, I like to ask our guests, what's your why? So Amy, what's your why with the Salina Public Library?
Well, I was talking to a friend recently about the work that we do at the library, and it kind of occurred to me in that moment, you know, people traditionally think about libraries and they think about books, but thinking about the work that we actually do, it's all about people. You know, we are really community builders at the library, and everything we do is about providing access for people. And I just find that seeing our patrons' reactions to that is just a really inspiring and keeps me going back every day.
Yeah, well, and I understand congratulations are in order because you have a new role. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I was recently promoted to the position of assistant director at the library. I've been at the library for about 8 years now, and my position has changed and I've taken on more and more responsibility. I'm really dedicated to the work of the library as an organization, and so I'm just really pleased to take on this new role where I'll be focusing on some new programming initiatives, supporting staff and staff development, and handling various projects. So I'm really excited to take on this new role and hope that it'll be a great thing for the library and the community overall.
Well, we're glad you're there, especially during all these very quickly changing times, changing with almost daily sometimes for some communities. So tell us a little bit more what your organization does. Can you think about the footprint where you are and what you do, because you mentioned community and outreach too.
Yes, so the library serves the public from birth all the way to 105. So, and we serve all Salinans. So we offer really diverse programming. Now, right now things look pretty different than they have in the past. So, like last year, we would just be wrapping up our summer reading initiative, and we would have been having families in the building a lot, but that just wasn't possible this year. So we've really explored ways that we can adapt and adjust for the new times. One of the big elements that we're normally really focused on is the community building. A lot of the programming that we offer really brings people together in the same space. So we've been trying to explore ways to replicate that in kind of the digital world. So we're running right now our book clubs via Zoom. We're running class programming. So class is our lifelong learning initiative. So that includes yoga classes. We have a class about monitoring your credit with the K-State Extension Office coming up soon. We'll have some on landscaping coming up soon. So we've adapted all of that for kind of the virtual realm, and that provides people the opportunity not only to learn something new, but also to kind of connect back with the community and other people who are interested in these topics as well. We're also running for families. Of course, libraries are well known for catering to families with young children. So we're also running story times on Facebook, and some take and make craft activities will soon be available, as well as our Lego club we're turning virtual. So we're really exploring ways to take what we would have traditionally done in the building and make it virtual and accessible for everyone. Now, there's also access to our vast collection is available as well. So we can do that in a multitude of ways. One is to go digital. If you love ebooks or e-audiobooks, we have resources for that via our website. So you can read on your Kindle or your phone, however that works for you. Then we also have a pickup service. So people can go to our online catalog and browse for materials that they want to check out, place them on hold, and then come in during an appointed time to pick those items up. And right now, we also have some open building hours that people can come in browse quickly and check out what they need in person.
So it sounds very flexible. Being nimble with changing times, if I wonder what are the hours today or what's available, where should I look for some of that information before I get my car and drive down there?
Right. So I would recommend that you check our website. That's salinapubliclibrary.org. And you'll see right on the homepage, there's a red bar across the top that you can click on and get more information there. We also, of course, have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, Instagram feed that you can check those items. And we try to keep our business hours updated on our Google business page as well. So if you were just to Google Salina Public Library, the correct hours should come up.
So you mentioned some of the virtual things. I was wondering a little bit more about like the Lego Club and the Take and Make. Tell us about this. They sound like that would be good for young kiddos and for school starting and the off and on. And how is that going to work? How are you helping the community with that?
So we used to do a Lego Club in person, and that's really good for kind of your middle grade, like your 3rd grade through middle school kiddos. And so what that was is that they would come in and have a challenge. Say everybody would build a castle that day, and then they'd get to show off what they had built using the Legos at the library. Well, right now we're not able to hold that in person, so we're taking it online where Heather, our youth programmer, will offer up a challenge via our Facebook page, and then we'll encourage you at your own pace to do that creation and share your photos of that creation so we can all kind of compare and see what everyone's doing and how everybody's interpreting the challenge. Then with Take and Makes, we'll have some for children, and then we'll also have some for adults. And what it will be is you'll sign up for a kit of materials. So you'll get all the pieces that you need to create the craft. You'll come to the library during a designated time to pick those up. And they will include instructions to make the project. Now, some of those will even include some video instruction. We have a great tool on our website called Creative Bug that is basically like a big library of instruction on how to get started on all these different crafts, such as like knitting or embroidery, and just tons of hobbies like that. So we'll be using that for some of the Take and Makes as well.
So when you're thinking about what's going on and what would you say is one of the biggest obstacles you're facing right now?
Well, where to start, really? I think, as I kind of hinted at before, we're so used to being able to provide a community space for Salina. We really think of ourselves as kind of a community center, kind of an expansion on the traditional notion of a library. And right now, unfortunately, we're just not able to provide that like we want to be able to. So that is a challenge. And we've really taken a lot of time to figure out the best way to adapt our programming. There's some technical requirements that comes with that. There's some staff know-how. And then it's also just figuring out what do people have the time to invest in right now? What is really helpful for the public right now? I think people are craving for opportunities to still connect with the community, but they're also a little overwhelmed. And so some things we've tried out have not really landed because people are just busy and thinking about other things. And that's kind of the trial and error of trying to figure out the best way to serve the community in this new environment.
Well, one of the things that I know when I credit this summer, having that opportunity for the grab and go lunches. You partnered with one of the churches there and was it Monday through Friday was the lunches this summer? So adapting to change, there was kind of an obstacle. They couldn't be inside to have their lunches and play video games and play inside, but you're outside on the lawn. I think that turned out really well at the Salina Public Library.
Yeah, it did end up working out very well. And I want to give credit to St. John's Missionary Baptist, who approached us about partnering on this. They've done a great job providing those meals this summer. And one of the things that I've noticed and just kind of warmed my heart is that you would see families come through and grab their lunches, and then they would spread out on the lawn in family groups. And so they were able to get a good meal for lunch, and then they were also still able to add in a little bit of socializing from a safe distance there.
That's good to hear, the outside, the distancing. Now, thinking about people that like to just come in and browse and look for a cover that catches their eye, or maybe a new author, how would you recommend someone that just wants to come in and browse now at the Salina Public Library?
So right now, we do have some open building hours, and I hope that that continues. And people, yeah, fingers crossed. People can come in and browse the shelves, and we are trying to encourage people to only spend about 30 minutes so that we don't get big crowds in the building. But there are also other ways that you can browse for what you want or get some ideas about what to read. I've already mentioned you can go online and look at our full catalog of everything we have to offer and browse for what you want in that way. But we also have some experts on staff when it comes to reading materials. So on our website, we have a form called Your Next Read, where if you want to fill that out, kind of give us an idea of some of the books or genres that you already love, our information services staff will take that information and create a unique reading list for you and give that to you via email. Or you can give us a call or do a web chat or email and communicate with our information services staff that way. And they're always eager and ready to answer people's questions or look for materials for the public. So those could be good ways if you wanted to do a little bit of research and thinking beforehand, or if you just want to put items on holds to come in and grab them really quickly without having to come fully into the building. We're here to help you think through that and recommend new titles for you.
Now, how about the book clubs? That's going on now, a certain age, certain genre? What's...
The book club we have running right now is our Monday night book discussion group. And they've been meeting via Zoom. The next book that they're going to discuss is Where the Crawdads Sing, which is a very popular title. So I encourage all of those of you out there who I know have already read it to come to that book discussion. And so the way you would do that would go to our online calendar and register. It's a free discussion, but we're just asking people to register so that we can then send out the Zoom link to that discussion for you.
So what's one of your favorite things about the Salina Public Library? Is it the community, the working in the community? Is that what I understood?
Yeah, I mean, well, I confess I'm a book person, so sometimes sometimes just going into the building and being around books all the time and thinking about books. You know, we have a wonderful Instagram account where they take beautiful photos of books. So I enjoy all of those aspects of it. But I think the real thing that keeps me motivated and coming back day in, day out is that is our patrons, is the public. And I've gotten to know many of our patrons just who come to programs regularly or who I see browsing in the stacks. And I feel the energy that they get from being in the building and participating in our programming, and it just really lifts the spirit and keeps you motivated.
Now looking ahead, there's just a few months left in 2020. Any needs, anything that the community or maybe volunteers can help you with?
Well, I would really recommend that anyone who loves the library and is interested in the long-term health of the library, consider joining our Friends group. So we have a Friends of the Library group, and I kind of call them the boosters of the library. They do several things for us throughout the year. Obviously, many people know about the book sales that they hold as a fundraiser. Unfortunately, we're not able to hold those right now. We're hoping to find an alternative solution for that. We just haven't quite landed on the details yet. But what they do is not only sometimes they help to staff or volunteer at events, and they also help spread the word about events, which is very important for us. But the fundraising that they do kind of helps underwrite some of our special projects. So in the summer, when we're trying to encourage kids to read, we have all these prize drawings. This year we did 20 gift certificates each week during summer reading as prizes. And the Friends are actually the one who purchased those for us. So being a Friends member is really important, and I think helps with the vitality of the library overall. Right now, we're not able to take material donations, so we're not looking for donations of books or movies or anything like that right now. And we're not yet using volunteers again. But as restrictions ease in the community and life returns to normal, I would encourage everyone to keep an eye out for new volunteer opportunities. And if you need to clean out your library, most of those donations go to our Friends book sale. Just not quite yet.
Not yet, yes. Times. Well, definitely, we want to respect that and hold on to those donations. And then if people want to know what's going on, the webpage, the Facebook, the email, those are good ways to stay involved and know what's going on at the Salina Public Library. Well, Amy, I want to thank you for joining us today on Strictly Salina. I'm Brenda Gutierrez from the Salina Area United Way, host for Strictly Salina, and we've had Amy Adams joining us. Although she's from her home office, but she's working at the Salina Public Library. And again, congratulations on your new position there as Assistant Director.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.